Okay, the box is sorted. Let's get that out the way. And it's sorted into commons so that we can do a pauper deck. Let's pop these out the way because this isn't part of the deck. It took me a little while to get through it. I've got a list of the commons that I got in the box that I have in Moxfield. I'll have that in the description below if you want to have a look at what commons I actually got in the box. And again, to remind you, the challenge I give myself is to make pauper decks or whatever deck I'm making when I buy a box, to make use of the cards, see how I go. Now I want to say that it's heavy with what I got in the box. It's not the normal pauper, so I thought I'd start with Merfolk, because on the archetype, we'll grab this here, on the archetype here you can see Merfolk is on top, so I thought I'd do Merfolk, then I'll do give it a try out at the store, then perhaps see what I can do to up it a bit, or tweak it to see if I can actually still keep it fairly heavy in Lorwyn box cards. Then I'll try the goblins, then I'll try the Kithkin, then I'll try the elementals, then I'll try the elves. So what I'll do is I'll run you through this. This deck will be there as well. It'll be under Lorwyn heavy, meaning that it's heavy with Lorwyn eclipsed cards. So we'll start with the Merfolk, and I'll go through my thoughts. First up is Foraging Wickerman. So we can see here, I'll pop these down here out of my way. This creature, when it enters, surveils one, add mana of any colour. So once each turn, I can basically have a mana dork. Next is Gravegill Scoundrel. Now grab this one. Whenever this creature attacks, you may tap another untapped creature you control. If you do, this creature can't be blocked. So it'll swing in for a 1, but in Pauper, it's usually pretty good to be able to actually do that, especially when it's got a 3-but. So that's I've got 3 of those, so I threw 3 of those in. Shore Lurker. I wish I had one more, because it's it's pretty good. It's flying, which is evasion. When it enters, I can surveil. Its cost is a bit high, and that's the problem I'm probably going to face with this deck, is that most of them are quite high. So there's 3 of those. Although the curve's not too bad, let's spread that out and see how we go. So we'll put it in, we'll do it like this. There we go. 2 curve. That's a 4 curve. Then we've got Silvergill Peddler. Whenever it becomes tapped, I draw a card, then discard a card. Could work, who knows. I've got 4 of those, and that goes there because that's just a little bit higher. Then we come to Tributary Volta. Flying, whenever it becomes tapped, another target merfolk I control gets +2 until end of turn. That will help. Again, it's evasion of flying, and see how we go there. It is creature heavy. There's about 20 in there, I reckon. Next one is Wonderbrine Preacher. 1 and a white. Whenever it becomes tapped, I gain 2 life. Yeah, well, don't need to explain that any further. Then we've got Wonderwine Distractor. Quite a heavy expense. But then again, if it's something like, where was it? Nah, doesn't matter. Let's just see what it does, eh? When it becomes tapped, a target creature an opponent controls gets -3. So that could help in stopping an attack. Again, quite expensive. So, it's all slipping there. Then we come to the instants. Now this is where I started to put stuff in, because you always need counter spells if you're playing in Pauper. So let's have a look here. This is counter spell. Now I have 2 in the main deck and 2 in the sideboard. Dispel, again, 2 in the main deck, and that's it for that, because for instant spells that's against red. So yeah, even though I love red, you got to stop them. Then we have Opt, quite obvious. I have 2 in the main deck, so that's just literally card draw. Then we come back into the box again. I'm going to have to move these out of the way here. There we go. So there's the creatures there. So it's quite a high mana curve as such. Next instant is Riverguard's Reflexes. Targeting creature, it gains first strike. And yeah, it can be untapped. So it can be used when you're getting attacked, I guess. That's what I'm kind of thinking. That I can use it when I'm attacking, or which would then mean the untap doesn't matter. However, if I've got this in my hand, I'm getting attacked, and I've got a creature out that's a 2/2, which is my Wonderbrine Preacher, and someone's attacking it, I could instantly use this, making it then a 4/4, and since it's got first strike, their creature, I think, dies first, and then of course mine survives. And if I've already attacked with it, it's instant, which is probably a good idea. Now Spell Pierce is the next one. If we look at that, pretty much speaks for itself, doesn't it? Counter target non-creature spell unless its control pays 2. So that's the instance to try and stop anything untoward happening. Next we've got some, I've got 3 of these stalactite daggers, artifact equipment. When it enters, I'm going to get a shapeshifter, which will be a 2/2. So again, probably by my 3rd. So let's say first land, island of course. Then maybe a Spell Pierce, because I've got a 1 or an Opt. I can do an Opt, ready for my next turn, etc, etc. So that's 3 of those. They came in the box. Then we go to enchantments, which it had a few enchantments. So I thought, why not give them a go? So here we are. We can flash this one in with Aquatex Defences. It enchants the creature, gains hexproof, and it also gets 1/2. Pretty good, worth a try. Then Blossom Bind. Again, we're enchanting, but this time you're enchanting someone else's creature, because it doesn't get untapped and it can't have counters put on it. So if someone's using a -1 or a +1, they won't be able to. There's 3 of those. Then we have Spiral into Solitude. Even though it's Kithkin, I wanted to stay with the merfolk, but when you can enchant a creature that can't attack or block on your opponent, you kind of want to use it. I've got 3 of those, so I use those. That's the enchantments. Then, of course, throwing an evolving wilds, just if I'm a bit mana tight there, just 1 of those. And then there'll be 9 lands, 9 islands 9 planes. That's the main deck. So that's the 60 there. So we can see how that's going to go. And then we'll go to the sideboard. Now in the sideboard we've got yet another enchantment. It's a very expensive enchantment, so I'm not sure if I'll ever actually use it. But when Liminal Hold comes in, it exiles up to 1 target non-land permanent opponent controls. So that could be good late game, where you get something like now what was that called? Doesn't matter. Anyway, if you're playing Pauper, you know what I mean. It will stop the higher Jund players. We've got Merrow's Sky Swimmer, because they were there and it was another merfolk. Although you can convoke this, which it does make it a little bit easier by tapping your creatures, which will then add for your 3 mana. So you could get it in early if nothing's happening to you. But also when it comes in with a merfolk creature token, so it's going to be 2 for 1. So you could probably bring it in when a couple of your creatures are there. Let's say 3 creatures, so you're going to get 2. You might be able. We'll give it a go. The other one is another instant, which is Unexpected Assistance. Again, that's Convoke. So you can tap them down, possibly at the beginning of your upkeep. At the end of your opponent's turn, when on their end step, you can convoke this out. That might work. Give it a go anyway. I've got 4 of those. Now that looks a bit light in the sideboard. That's because I couldn't find my Tormund's Crypt, which I always like to have at least 1 Tormund's Crypt around in anything. Well, mainly because if you have Tron players, which I have a lot of in where I go in the store, and also there are a lot of combo decks coming out now. So probably if you can stop them pulling stuff out of their graveyard, then that helps. So I always add at least 1 of those. And then also, of course, there's the 2 counter spells and the 2 spell pieces. So 2 counter spells and 2 spell pieces in the sideboard. That's the deck. I used, what's that? So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, 5 cards, sorry, because I forgot the Tormund's Crypt again. 5 cards that I added, and all the rest are from what I got from the box. So when I'm at Pauper next, I will give this a run. Everyone likes it when I brew something up from a box. They think it's fun. Even I lose probably every single night. Every single night I go, I am rarely up in the top, because I do stuff like this just to see what it does. It's fun. So let me know what you think of this, and whether you think I will get further than being dead last. If you've got any suggestions for it, just pop it in the comments, because once I've played this once is when I'll try and upgrade it. And if you can see anything you can upgrade this or think would help to make this deck more viable in a Pauper game, feel free to put it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.